I think that Live Fast is recording.
Yep.
Oh,
Go.
fantastic. Alrighty. Wow. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. Um, One second, let me just move this to the right screen and uh, yep, this is it. Let's go. Let's go to present. Fantastic. Okay, so good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining us today. GM, Dow Punks. Now, our topic for today is understanding holistic health. Now, I know a lot of people just see it as maybe meditating constantly, but it's actually a concept that emphasizes the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. And at its core, holistic health is about achieving optimal well being by recognizing and addressing all facets of our lives, from our physical health to our emotional balance and spiritual grounding as well. Now, the thing is, I know a lot of people might be wondering, like, what does holistic health have to do with Web3? And honestly, it's a great question because, I mean, we are pioneers in the decentralized digital frontier, and we spend like countless hours behind screens, immersed in code, smart contracts, virtual communities. And while these endeavors are quite groundbreaking and exciting, they can also be mentally and physically taxing. The rapid pace of innovation, coupled with the demands of staying updated, can sometimes lead to burnout, stress, and a disconnection from our well being. Now, the thing is, holistic health offers a framework for Web3 communities like our community, Dalbanks, to balance these intense digital engagements we constantly have in Web3 and also in Web2 too. We get to balance these engagements with self care, with mindfulness, with a deeper understanding of our overall well being. Now, by integrating these holistic practices into our daily routines, we can navigate the challenges of our decentralized world with a bit more clarity, a bit more resilience, and a grounded sense of purpose. And I mean, we're literally here to build a better digital future. So we must also prioritize the well-being of the people behind it, and that's mainly most of us. So as we kind of like delve into this topic today, I want us to explore how we can harness the principles of holistic health to thrive in our Web3 era, you know, to ensure that we kind of like shape this digital landscape while also taking care of ourselves and each other. Now, the thing is, I want us to go through a breathing exercise because conscious breathing is actually a natural, quick, and easy way to reduce tension and maintain focus and feel energized wherever we are. And is also pretty side effect free. Now, I want us to take a few minutes just to center ourselves with a calming breathing exercise. I'd advise that you sit maybe in a comfortable position, and you can also lie down or whatever works for you. If you can sit on a mat, on the ground, on the bed, but as far as you're in a comfortable position in a quiet area, this will work for you. I just want us to, take some deep breaths in and then breathe out. I want us to do it again. Take a deep breath in and then push it out. We're going to do this one more time. Take a very deep breath in and then push it out. Now, breathing exercises vary because sometimes depends on where we are or how we feel in that moment. Sometimes pushing the air out, we can use a bit of force to let it go out and then be a little bit gentle with ourselves as we breathe in. But it all depends on you and how you want to go with it. I would share further links on further breathing exercises that would help you along in the long run. But to ease ourselves deeper into this session, I want us to have just a short guided meditation, something to ground ourselves in before the session. So please listen to this.
Welcome to this loving kindness meditation. In this guided meditation, you will cultivate loving kindness, which is an expression of compassion towards yourself and to others. Begin by placing yourself in a quiet place that is free from interruption. Sitting in a chair, adjust yourself so the body is upright yet comfortable. And now gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And on the next breath out, allow the body to soften and let go of any physical or emotional tension that you might be holding on to. Please keep in mind that at any point in the meditation, your mind may begin to wander, and that is perfectly fine. If you catch yourself thinking about something else, just do your best to bring yourself back into the meditation process. And breathing normally now, begin to acknowledge the body. Scan the body for areas of comfort or discomfort, not stopping to address anything or worry about anything. Just simply observe and create a picture of the body. Now let's focus on the center of the chest, where the heart is. Feel the presence of your heart in your body. And as you breathe in, imagine filling your heart with goodness. And when you're ready, bring to mind yourself. It is important to focus inward first, because without loving yourself, it is almost impossible to love others. So take a moment now to visualize yourself, perhaps as if you were looking directly into a mirror. And in your mind, say to yourself, "May I be truly happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I care for myself joyfully. Slowly let those words sink in. Pay attention to your body and your mood. How does it feel to wish yourself well? And remember, you're not looking for any particular sensations or distinct emotions. Just observe what you're experiencing right now. Now bring to mind a good friend, someone you have a close connection with, someone whose well-being is important to you. Now visualize this person as if they were standing right in front of you, and imagine saying to them, "May you be truly happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe from inner and outer harm. May you care for yourself joyfully." As you go through this meditation, really try to say these words with conviction and sincerity. And as you do, notice the changes to your emotions, your mood. The changes may be subtle or noticeable. They may not be the changes you expect. You may not notice any change at all, and that is fine too. Just observe without any judgment. Now bring to mind someone you don't know very well at all. This could be a stranger, an acquaintance, perhaps someone you see on the street. Focus on the first person that comes to mind. Picture them in front of you and imagine saying to them, "May you be truly happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe from inner and outer harm. May you care for yourself joyfully." Remember that if your mind wanders or distracting thoughts enter your awareness, simply let them go and bring your attention back to the exercise. And now, bring to mind someone who has been difficult for you. Think of a person who has frustrated you or disappointed you in some way. Choose the first person that comes to mind. And remember that just like you, that person wants happiness, health, safety, and peace. Picture this person and imagine saying to them, "May you be truly happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe from inner and outer harm. May you care for yourself joyfully." This part may be difficult, but recognize that you are not condoning their actions, but seeing them as a human being with some of the same needs as you. And now expand your focus and consider that all human beings have similar needs and wish to have happiness, health, safety, and peace. So bring to mind all those living on Earth today, including all the people you love and all the people you don't have a fondness for, and to all people everywhere. Say the following phrases. May we all be truly happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be safe from inner and outer harm. May we all care for ourselves joyfully. And after extending loving kindness outwards in all directions, bring the focus back inward and send compassion to yourself once more. Take a moment to feel the compassion in the body if you can. Does your heart feel any different? Does the body feel heavier or lighter? Warmer or cooler? If you don't notice these particular sensations, that is fine too. Just pay attention to the body as a whole. And now, take a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now bring awareness to the points of contact between your body and the surfaces beneath you. Your feet on the floor, your bottom on the chair, and your hands and arms resting where they are. And then, when you are ready, gently open the eyes slowly, bringing yourself back into the space around you. Before you move on with your day, take a moment to reflect on how it feels to take time for yourself.
Welcome back, y'all. I'm hoping that meditation at least gave you a bit of some time to yourselves and, just brought you back. You gave you some grounding, literally, and you were able to connect with your body and your mind and your soul as well. Because, like Hiro was saying before we started this, sometimes there's just not enough hours in the day, and we just have so much to do, and we're just always on the go that we forget to look out for ourselves. But moving on, I want to give an overview of holistic health and its components. Now, as you can see from the screen, and as I mentioned earlier, it's a comprehensive approach to well being. It considers the whole person, how you interact with your environment. It emphasizes your connection of mind, body, and spirit. Now, rather than focusing on just physical health, holistic health encompasses emotional health, spiritual, and mental well being. The primary components, like the definition, is the physical health, emotional health, mental health. For physical, this pertains to the body, overall condition, our nutrition, our exercise, and our physical care. For emotional health, it relates to our understanding and how we express our feelings, our emotions, and also our reactions in a balanced manner. For mental health, it involves our cognitive abilities, the way we manage stress, and our capacity to think clearly and make decisions. For our spiritual health, it revolves around our sense of purpose, our beliefs, our values, and the deeper meaning of life to us. For our social health, this focuses on relationships, social networks, and the ability to interact and communicate with others. Now, regarding our environmental health, it definitely considers our surroundings. Where you live, where I live, where work, where I work, it emphasizes the importance of a clean and a safe environment. Now we have to discuss the importance of holistic health in our daily lives. Holistic health is pretty crucial, like I said earlier, since it, because of its components, and each component actually is interconnected, because an imbalance in one area can impact all the others. So if you're not doing so well physically, it's possible it would affect your mental health or your social health, or your environmental health. You know, chronic stress, a mental health problem, can also lead to like physical ailments, literally like a heart disease. But should we adopt a holistic approach, it's possible to identify any potential issues before they become significant problems. It's possible to address them in a comprehensive manner. Now, the most important aspects of holistic health in our daily lives is that it helps us achieve the balanced lifestyle. It also enhances our self awareness, our understanding of our needs. It improves resilience against stress and external pressures. It fosters positive relationships and social interactions. Like for me, while this topic is relatable, is because a couple of years ago, I think 2021, I literally found myself constantly fatigued, stressed, and generally feeling unwell. I mean, work was going great. I was getting promoted. I worked in the private aviation industry, but I just wasn't happy. I actually went for a lot of physical health checkups, and they literally showed no issues. I didn't realize at the time that I was neglecting other aspects of my well being. I was just so focused on work, on getting things done, you know, on making sure that I had, accomplished all the tasks for the day, sometimes even the week, sometimes in one day. And then, when you do accomplish most of the tasks you're given, you are given more responsibility. And it just kept, you know, increasing and increasing. Now, my work life balance was literally not cool. And my social interactions then were extremely limited. I literally had no outlet for stress because I wasn't going to the gym as often as before. I wasn't practicing any martial arts before. I wasn't even attending social functions before. I was just so engrossed with work, especially as I had to deal with both senior management and junior management where I worked. But then at some point, I couldn't take it anymore. It got so bad that I literally had to completely disconnect. That was when I actually resigned, put in a notice, and everybody was shocked. But I had to do it for me then, and nobody understood it. It was my own way of prioritizing, my mental and emotional health and reconnecting basically with nature. I had to literally disconnect, not just from work. I had to disconnect from a lot of things. I literally moved outskirts of the city I was in, like more towards the forest area. I actually stayed by myself for a bit just to, like, decongest. And with time, I began to feel better. It took me about a year plus, and that was the same time I kind of like found Web3, you know? But this journey so far has literally taught me that health is not just about the absence of disease, it's about nurturing every aspect of our well being. It's a continuous process because once you think you've, jumped over one hoop, another hoop comes up. There's like another hill that's there. But I'm hoping that, in the context of our discussion today, which is understanding holistic health, I'm hoping that my story kind of like sheds light on the importance of looking at health from a holistic perspective, of recognizing that every component, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, social, environmental health, actually plays a vital role in our overall well being. Now, I don't know if you all have actually heard of like the holistic health wheel. It's a powerful tool, literally. And as you can see, it represents the different aspects of health. Now, especially in our fast paced world of Web3 and the challenges that we face, understanding and nurturing each facet is extremely important. But I want us to, I'd like each of you to take a moment to reflect on the different aspects of this holistic health wheel. I want you to consider areas such as your physical health, emotional well being, spiritual connection, mental clarity, and social relationships. You can use a piece of paper because I want you to gauge it like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most satisfied and 1 being the least. How would you rate your current state in each of these areas? Take a moment. You can close your eyes if you wish and introspect. Look at all the components: emotional, spiritual, social, mental, environmental, and physical on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most satisfied and 1 being the least. How would you rate your current state in each of these areas? Let's take about 2 minutes for that, and then to reflect. Right. Now that we've had a moment to reflect, I want to encourage you both, if you both feel comfortable, to share your insights. Um, I mean, it's okay if your numbers are imperfect. This is a safe space, and we're all here to support and learn from each other because the journey literally is ongoing, and it's okay to have areas that need more attention. Plus, I've realized so far that by sharing, you may just find that other people resonate with your experiences, and literally we can discuss or come up with more ways to enhance our well-being. So if you both are okay, are you open to sharing your insight?
Oh, yeah. I'm an open book, Joe. I mean, my numbers are terrible, right? Like they haven't always been terrible, and I, in the past, have a pretty good history of self-care through a number of different ways. But I would say for the past 3 years or so, not so much. Although, like these numbers that I chose, like they are, if I would have done the same exercise like 5 months ago, they
Mhm.
would have looked even worse. And so, like, I am slowly and have slowly been getting more balance over time. But like you, Joe, right? Like, I mean, um, my uh, I was doing well on my self care routine and my sort of like integration habits, whether it be like, lots of walk and yoga, meditation, eating well, smoothies, whatever, right? And then that all
Uh-huh.
kind of stopped here more or less. And then although it's gotten slowly better, like not, it wasn't really probably until the spring that I mean, including like gaining 20 pounds, right? And like going from being pretty fit at 45 years old to being like almost like a little middle aged, which is sort of terrifying for a person like me. And so not that I have any issue with aging, but I have long time body issues from when I was a teenager. so like finally this spring, kind of getting back to walking 4 or 5 days a week with the dogs. I'm losing weight with the dogs again, which is good. And because they get when I get out of shape, the dogs get out of shape. And so I don't know, like this is a journey I'm really familiar with. Like I really like the way you talk about it and the way you describe it. And you're obviously very naturally gifted at leading these kinds of things. So this is clearly a sweet spot for you, which is cool. I love your journey. I want to talk more about you than about me, but yeah, super useful, right? And like this is I used to do transcendental meditation on a really regular basis. I haven't done it in a couple of years regularly, but I had that same feeling of sort of like checked out blissfulness while I was doing it, where you're like aware but not. And then I almost like caught myself falling asleep during the kindness meditation. That probably tells you something right there. And yeah, so there you go, Joe. Thank you for that. It was awesome.
Thank you so much, Hero. And wow, thank you so much for sharing that. It's pretty cool to hear about your experience so far and your journey. And I have to say, falling asleep in meditations, honestly, I do that too sometimes. It's a natural
Hmm.
thing. Please,
Hmm.
it happens to all of us, for real. You get so relaxed sometimes. Sometimes you zone out and then, you're back and then you're thinking of something else. I really,
Totally.
yes, please don't feel bad about that. It's literally natural.
Oh,
And
yeah, for sure. I do not feel bad about it. I just like every time when I used to do that, when I meditate, it was like, oh my God, you're so overly exhausted. You have no idea because you're going all the way, all the time. And the only reason you ever find out is when you just stop moving for 5 minutes, right?
mhm.
And so, um, yes, uh, totally. So I'm obviously like exhausted at my core, which is true. And every time I stop, I know that. But I just kind of like go to bed, get up, go all day long for 18 hours, and go back to bed. Not that I work 18-hour days, but I got 4 kids and everything else, and so like it's very busy. But yeah. Anyway, live
this
fast.
this
Tell us
is
all about your problems.
yeah.
He's a new dad. He doesn't know anything about sleep.
Haley Fast, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just thinking, doing work, just listening in. Yes, I am not where I was a couple months ago or even a year ago. But that's only because, you know, I have a new bundle of joy in my life. So it is a work in progress that I recognize that I need to be better at. Um, but, you know, there are new experiences that I have. So some things are gonna go down while other things are gonna go up a lot higher than I thought they would be. So yeah, it's a fun journey.
Thank you for sharing. And congratulations to you again on your bundle of joy. And wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. It feels like the more I get to know you live fast, you hero, and other members in the Dow Punks community, it just feels like we're on different journeys, yet we're on the same journey to kind of like, happiness, well-being, fulfillment, just like slightly different elements, but we're all literally trying to achieve the same thing. So it's pretty cool and it's pretty nice to actually have this space and to have you guys here and to have you actually be engaged and participate in this. It's really nice. I have to thank you so much for you guys for doing that. I'm actually really, really happy right now to know that there are more people on this health and wellness journey with me because sometimes when we are on our journeys, it may feel lonely when we're trying to like figure it out on us by ourselves. So that's why I'm really like passionate about having spaces like this to encourage us all and also to for us to be able to learn from our individual stories and experiences. Like both of you shared, I literally learned a thing or two from both of you as well because you both have extremely busy schedules. I don't know how you guys do it, but I'm I'm really
Hero is
happy to know both
Hero
of
is like a
you.
machine. I don't know what you're talking about. Like Hero is like I don't know how Hero does anything. Like he's just like every day. I'm just like I'm constantly amazed by what this man can do.
Wow.
Oh, live fast. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a honey badger. Like I just attach to shit and don't let go. And then, I don't know. I mean, these days I got a great team around me, and so like it makes the work a lot easier. And so, yeah, I mean, I do work a lot, and I pretty much ship something every day, and sometimes twice, sometimes three times. It's crazy when I really think about it. I'll be up work until midnight tonight, for example, right? But this is the time to do that. I mean, that's the deal, right? And that's the real tough thing, Joe, is, as you well know, like, I mean, life has seasons, and, as we get a little more Beechwood aged, like you can look back and say, okay, like, maybe when I wasn't doing that much, like that wasn't so bad. And like, even I spent in like where a lot of people are deeply productive, like in their late 20s, early 30s, I was kind of drifting in and out of Lawyerville, sort of like taking 16-mile walk in the woods and shit. And like, that was like a relative, even though I was practicing a law, it was like a relatively slow period in my life. And then like the last 3 or 4 years has been, rapid fire. And like, so the challenge is like where's that third pillar, right, where like you can find the balance between sort of the long walks in the woods and the sort of
Mhm.
bursts of intensity of the lao that sort of occur when you're in a new place doing new things. It's not so new anymore for me. I've been here for a few years now, but like I'm still as excited by the work that we're doing. And I think the bear market in some ways has made me even more excited because it's allowed us to slow down and build shit that matters, as
Mhm.
opposed to work at that frenetic, chaotic, psychotically joyful, vibey pace that is amazing. But like, I think for deep, productive work that's going to change the future of the world, like maybe not the best time to do it. so, um, so yeah, Joe, like, I don't know, like my health is still not great. I mean, compared to what it used to be. Mental health, my physical health is fine. But mental health, I'm stressed out all the time. Like my reservoir is pretty empty, and my sort of tolerance for bullshit at home is not as high as I would like it to be. My work tolerance is pretty good, but it's how this stuff goes. I mean, like, a lot of the times you take the shit out on the people that you're closest to, and
Mhm.
you don't mean to be, but you're more reactionary than you would be otherwise, or this or that, because you're all filled up, right? You don't have any room left for stuff to get poured in when it overflows. Sometimes it comes out slow, but sometimes it explodes like a volcano. And yeah, so it's like, how do you like? Then it's like, okay, well, so you can go slow and go fast, but how do you like go? How do you go to like a good clip that's sustainable, right? And all that stuff. So um, I think that's a real challenge for some of the high performing folks in Web3, like not because they're intellectually superior or something, but just to really do kind of work hard every day at the stuff. How do you stay in it? I've ridden the edge of burnout for a long time, and I'm in a place now where I'm not, but I did probably ride it for, I don't know, 18 months, never really broke super hard into it, but certainly dipped a few feet into burnout and like, got my toes singed a few times. And so like, I know that world. It's nasty, but yeah, so glad to not be on that ride anymore. um, so yeah.
Wow. 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 We have a lot to learn from you, Hero. But again, thank you for sharing. And I do understand where you're coming from. That's where you're trying to find like a healthy work balance. And I know a lot of
Mm,
people say it's a balance, but it's not necessarily a balance. You're just being
mm,
flexible. It's never really a balance.
mm. It's hard.
Just juggling
It's hard.
small. It's hard. Go ahead,
Well,
please.
no, I interrupted you. No, my apologies, Joe.
No, it's okay. Continue. It's okay.
Well, I think the challenge we have in a lot of the stuff and in the space, and especially where like mental health and holistic health overlap with Web3. I started joining like a, sort of what we called what do we call it then? Web3 fitness, something mental fitness,
Mm.
like a mental fitness DAO in early 2022. After my first edge of burnout, I was like, holy shit, this place will take everything from you if you give it to it, right? and then I realized like, okay, we got to like, so there's a big network of folks, Joe, who care deeply about sort of contributor mental fitness in this space and have been here long enough to see it from both sides.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if you were plugged into that world at all, but I'd be happy to make some more intros over there a little bit. Because these folks
I'd
have
love that.
largely like, truth be told, and this is a little brutal, like these folks have like spun up like cohorts and courses and all these things, and have found that um, the folks aren't there to fill the spaces, and so they shut them down. But they were doing amazing work in designing these really progressive programs. But it was during the bear market, and folks just weren't attentive to the stuff, and so it went away. But and like now the main founder of one of these things is like working on Web3 social shit, I'm just like going, oh, Albie. So anyway, happy to do that, Joe, but I don't know if they're still in the same place where they're working on it, but they did do some amazing work about 18 months ago and a year ago on this stuff. But
It's amazing the stuff that
anyway,
can
you're
be.
not a,
Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead. Go
Uh,
ahead, please.
I was gonna say it's amazing to showcase how when during the bull market, like people are very innovative and do like they have all these great ideas, but like they tend to like drop off real quick. But then the bear market is where you can actually build like anything and like really like build out a framework and and processing documents. It's crazy. The downside is that you actually have to have somebody do it.
Yep. Totes, totes, totes. Yeah, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I definitely agree. In the bull market, when I first got in, my experience wasn't the best. Like, there was a whole lot of noise. There was good shit, but I couldn't find the good shit because there was just a whole lot of noise, and people were just going after what's the hype, you know? And I didn't understand how they couldn't see through it, but I get it. But I literally fumbled a bit. Like I got really pissed off as I couldn't find authentic communities at the beginning of my day in Web3 or me finding Web3. And actually did come across a couple of mental health projects as well. Like you did say, a lot of them are not as active anymore, but I was hoping that some of them would come back in this bear market and actually build solid foundations now, because I feel like the people that are here now are not going anywhere. And I feel like a bull market it's likely to return um, early next year. So in preparation for that, it's nice if people are able to are able to, build solid frameworks like Lifa said right now. It would make a whole lot of sense. But another thing for Web3 with the 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 chaos and the fast way of life, I know some of this mental fitness, physical health, wellness projects, yes. The thing is, some of the frameworks are literally like for like groups of people at once. Like it's they attend to maybe it's like self, like maybe they create a platform and it's like, oh, you can do this self-paced, or you can do this at your own time. The thing is, not everyone that needs that care can handle a self-paced platform. Sometimes people need a coach with them, like just to go over it one-on-one. Sometimes, just to keep them accountable. I know it's a lot of work and a lot of stress, but I feel like if most of the people building these platforms can take a little bit extra time to just go one-on-one as they onboard people, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that would be great. That experience literally stays with that person forever, and then they kind of like continue on their own going forward. You understand? So that's my own
Mm-hmm.
take on it.
No, that's interesting, right? Like, like there's a lot to unpack there. That last part though, like just it's something I've been thinking a lot too is about DAO onboarding, and sort of like what happens when the bull market comes back, and how do you deal with, what kind of infrastructure do you make to um, enable onboarding to be successful, and what does success look like, right? And is that retention? Is it Is it immediate contribution? Is it long-term retention? Is it something in between? But like, I remember the thing I've always enjoyed the most about the space, or at least one of the most enjoyable things about it, is that connection, right? Like this time here, Joe, Um, and even just carving out like 5 or 10 minutes, which would go longer, to talk to folks who are new and want to contribute, like no matter what part of the DAO funnel that ends up being, huge, like hugely important stuff. So I love that idea, Joe. That's cool.
Thank you so much. And I have to thank you and you and LifeFast for being here, because this has really been a great time. And to be honest, I really want to keep holding sessions like this. What do you think? What do you think? I want to keep holding sessions like this, but I don't know if weekly would be better or bi-weekly. What do you both think?
I think that like summer attention's low, and it's hard to motivate folks to do anything. Uh, so I would probably I think aiming in the middle for bi-weekly, fortnightly is good, once every couple of weeks. And I know that like I'll certainly make it on at this time. I mean, it fits right within my little window. Like not, I mean, I can't guarantee it all the time, but I've really enjoyed this and can make a point to attend. So weekly is challenging for me just because attention wise, but every 2 weeks feels good, and would like to make the time for that for sure.
Yay. Thank you. Okay, so as we wrap up today's
I,
session,
I would, I would
oh,
say,
go ahead.
I
Go
would
ahead.
say, I'm gonna take a different avenue approach to a hero, and I'm gonna say, you do exactly what you want to do as many times as you
Mm-hmm.
want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like
I love it.
I'm surprised Hero actually said anything. I'm surprised Hero didn't just say what he tells me, and you do you.
It's
You
true.
do what you need to do to get
That's
this
true.
shipped. And that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you
That's true.
you ship what you want to ship. You want to do this daily, go for it. I don't know. I can't tell you how many people are going to show up, but if that's your committal level, you do it. If you want to ship it biweekly, you ship it biweekly. I'm not going to stop you, and I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do.
Oh, I love this guy. He's so right, Joe. Thank you, LiftFast. Thank you for correcting me with myself. Yes, yes, plus 1,000 billion.
Okay. I have to ask you, Hero. What month are you born in it?
I'm a Scorpio, November 6th.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay,
I can
and
sting like one, two, girl. Don't you worry. Like,
uh,
but
uh
I've saved that for my family.
but it is when you go there, you go there. So I think yeah. And then Live Fast is a Virgo. So okay, I'm starting to. Okay. By the way, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm January, beginning end of the year and beginning of the year. But
Sweet.
this has been really cool, and I really enjoyed your feedback. I'm still gonna create like a feedback form just for any pointers later that you guys have. But I would consider the bi-weekly one for now because I think you're absolutely right with the summer thing going on. And but as we wrap up today's session, I want to give you a sneak peek into maybe what we would talk about in the next session we have. And it would probably be like the role of mindfulness in mm, not just holistic health in Web3 and everything you're doing, because sometimes we just go about things without really thinking them through. And sometimes people just see it as as like a buzzword. Yeah, so I'm gonna go delve into how mindfulness can be a powerful tool, you know, and can help us achieve balance or some flexibility. But I will communicate like the date or when the next session will hold. But in the meantime, since this is our first session, like I said, I would send a link to the form for like more thoughts and suggestions. And if the rest of the community wants to listen back to this and, you know, give their 2 cents, I would really appreciate that. Now, for this session, I know I may have gone overboard, but I actually created like a POAP, like a proof of attendance. So if you, Hero, and Fast are up for claiming it, that would be great. I designed one and I will drop the link for you guys to claim it too, just to show
Hell
that.
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm anti POAP, but I'll claim one for you, Joe.
Oh my God.
Gotta love
Why
me
are
a
you
POAP.
anti Why?
Gotta love a
Why are you
POAP.
anti?
Why am I anti POAP? Oh, that's a
Yes.
long convo, Joe. I
They're
think it can be as a friend of my pub once said. Pub's, Pub's an interesting guy. I love him. He can be a little feisty at times, as our friend Crypto Bushi knows. And he once said, "Why the hell are we making toast with nuclear reactors?" And so I would
Oh,
just kind of leave it at that.
oh wow. 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 That was cute. Wow.
But at the same time, like, I mean, I understand their value, and then people like to collect them. We like to collect things. We like artifacts. We like to feel part of something that we're all collecting together and all that cool stuff. Like, so I'm also just like a grumpy old man about them, and I'm trying to be better, but I can't help that's how I feel still.
No, it's
But I
okay.
will collect a POAP for you.
Thank you. Because if you do collect a certain amount of POAPs, you get like some perks attached to it. Yeah.
Look
Some
us up,
perks.
Joe.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just a
So
grumpy old man.
really,
Grumpy old POAP hater. That's
I
true.
haven't seen that side of you yet.
I
Well, I'm
am
hoping.
not grumpy old man. I just POAPs. You know what? One of the real truth, Joe, is like during the bull market, we spent about 10 minutes of every hour-long meeting trying to figure out how to get everybody POAPs to the point where I just was like, I hate these fucking things and never want to deal with them again, and I haven't. So that's the real truth. They used to suck a lot of time and attention away from productive pursuits, and so I took on a position of just not liking them because they took away so much time trying to manage their distribution during the bull market.
there. I agree with him. We did one POAP for the first snapshot for cohort one, and then we stopped it after that because it was miserable, and I do not want to do it again. Uh, it's I'm not I'm not doing it again. Spoiler alert for anybody who's listening to this. I was like, they're like,
Oh
they're it'll be like somebody else has to do it, or it'll be a very cold day in hell before I start doing it again for that because it is just
Like,
a lot of work that I
I mean, the best. Oh my God, is it ever? And maybe it's better now. I mean, this is like the old days where you had to like how to get into the POAP backend, or at least back a couple of years ago. You had to know how to get in the POAP backend to the
Mm-hmm.
admin files and like do the stuff yourself. And then like honestly, like half the time it would fail. So then you had to generate a manual CSV file and send the links to each person by DM manually, hundreds of times over. Oh my God. So anyway, personal issues. Nothing wrong with the POAP. Everything wrong with Hero and Live Fast.
Okay, okay, I get the picture
in in
now.
in general, do not make it more complicated or don't give us more work. We already are tired.
I
Oh,
definitely get
well,
it right now. But I have to
wow,
thank you
Joe.
guys. This has been so amazing. I'm gonna encourage you, Hero, and Live Fast to just, I know that you are busy about really busy people, but I don't know. I want you to take some time to reflect for like the rest of your week. Just take some time to yourself every week. Sorry, every day. Every day. Reflect on whatever you have going on. And I don't know if you have time to listen back, if you ever want to listen back to this session, but I want both of you to remember that it's a journey and it's a continuous one, and we should just keep taking small steps. Please, Hero, I think you're doing great. The fact that you can have this conversation right now, I mean, you are still sane in a way. You're still sane.
Mm,
You're still
I
very
am still.
sane. So,
I would have
yes.
gone crazy by now, believe me. Yeah, like I am somehow still sane. Like it actually does, to be truth be told, with a family full of mental illness on both sides. Like it's actually quite shocking, literally quite shocking. Um, but that's a different story for a different day. And yeah, Joe, this has been dope. And like, sorry for the POAP FUD. Didn't mean to ruin the vibe, but
No,
like
no,
uh,
ruin it.
that's that's cool. Drop the links. I'll min a POAP, and this is good. I am 6 minutes late for a different meeting, so I do have to jump. Um, but
No
like, I
problem.
didn't want to cut out quickly because I did. I really appreciate you showing up and doing this today, Joe. Like, I love this proactive effort you're putting on, and it's such a major, important initiative. So thank you for all of this and for you being you. Super dope.
Thank you and take care, Hero. Thank you so much, Life Fast as well. I really appreciate you both. I will drop the links with Life Fast so that he can. I'll also put it in this chat, like in the chat for here, so you can mint it when you're in your meeting. We have like a 15-minute window anyway to mint it. I'm using the main POAP website, so you can mint it then. And then I also drop the link for the feedback form. So thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to have this with you guys. I'm looking forward to the next session. And you both know that if you both need like some time off to just talk about or to vent, yeah, I'm all ears. Just let me know and I'll hop on in the voice channel, and then we can talk out anything you guys want to speak about your day, whatever is going wrong, whatever is going right. If you just need a vent, I'm there. Okay, I'll be doing that for now. In I'll
Mm,
spend time in the Dallas Discord doing that as
mm,
often as I can. Yeah.
mm. Thank you, Joe. Amazing, amazing.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Well, thank you again. I'm going to jump. Ciao, my friends, and we'll see you, worst case, in a few weeks.
Okay.
Take care,
Take
everybody.
care.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.